Hello friends, and welcome to another episode of The Great Voices. Today, celebrating the 100th anniversary of the birth of Nicolai Gedda, the supremely stylish Swedish tenor whose incredible versatility and linguistic skills allowed him to sing roles in 7 different operas, take part in over 200 studio recordings, and become one of the opera world's most appreciated and adored artists. Nicolai was born in Stockholm, Sweden on July 11, 1925, and his early life was rather difficult, as his mother was never really part of his world. He was raised instead by his aunt Olga and his adopted father, an accomplished Russian bass who was also a cantor at a Russian Orthodox church. As a child, he grew up speaking Swedish and Russian, and when the family moved to Leipzig, he also picked up German. In school, he added English and French to his impressive list of languages, and later taught himself Italian, Czech, and Latin, the latter coming in handy for his wonderful recording of the Verdi Requiem. When the family returned to Stockholm, Nicolai, who wanted to pursue a career as a singer, was working as a bank teller when he had a chance encounter with a member of the Royal Opera House's orchestra, who made arrangements for him to study with Carl Ullman, who had also taught the legendary Swedish tenor Jussi Björling. He progressed quickly, even winning a prize named for the soprano Christine Nielsen, who had sung Marguerite in Faust in the very first performance given at the old Metropolitan Opera House in New York City. In 1957, Nicolai would make his debut in the title role of the same opera at the Met. After concluding his studies with Ullman, Nicolai made his debut at the Royal Opera House in Stockholm as Chapeleux in Le Postillon de Longjumeau by Adolphe Adam, astonishing audiences with the ease of his ringing high D and the tenor's challenging main aria. He was also heard by celebrated record producer Walter Legg, who after an audition signed Nicolai to a long-term contract with EMI Records, the label for which he would make some of his greatest recordings, including Faust, Bach's B minor Mass, and the Verdi Requiem. Thanks to the launch of his recording career, the world's leading opera houses came calling, and Nicolai made his debut at the Teatro alla Scala in Milan in 1953 as Don Ottavio in Don Giovanni. He became known as a specialist in the French repertoire, and in addition to Faust, he added roles such as Hoffmann, Benvenuto Cellini, and Arnold and Guillaume Tell to his list of roles. Faust in particular was often his debut role at an opera house, and in fact his North American debut was as Faust in Pittsburgh in 1957. Later in the same year, on Friday, November the 1st, Nicolai made his debut at the Met. The frequently cranky critic Donald West was suitably impressed, writing, "A slim, personable chap with an engaging stage presence, young Gedda revealed a pretty lyric tenor that, while essentially light in substance, was able to carry nicely throughout the auditorium. Best of all, he obviously enjoys singing a great deal and does so with a pleasant ease, phrasing his material in a personal but entirely musical manner." And indeed, how refreshing it is to hear the French language sung with such elegance, precision, and clarity. Here is Nicolai singing Faust's aria Salut demeure chaste pure from the Saturday afternoon broadcast of 1958. Nicolai also sang Don Ottavio and Don Giovanni during his first season at the Met, presenting a much different take on the character. Gone was the wimpy wet blanket audiences had become used to. For this, Don Ottavio was a virile man of action, forthright and firm in his convictions, and tackling the coloratura of the famous aria Il mio tesoro with ease. In 1958, Nicolai was cast in the role of the caddish Anatole in the world premiere of Samuel Barber's opera Vanessa, opposite Eleanor Stieber and Rosalind Elias. While Anatole isn't the most likable character in opera, abandoning Erica whom he seduced for her aunt Vanessa, he does have some lovely music to sing. Listening to the broadcast of 1958, you would also never know that English was not Nicolai's first language, so clear and crisp is his diction. Also in 1958, he first sang the title role in Les Contes d'Hoffmann and Tamino in The Magic Flute, which was sung in an English translation in those days. Later in his career, he got to sing the role in the original German. Another role that was to stay with him throughout his long and distinguished career was that of the ill-fated poet Lenski in Eugene Onegin. During his time at the Met, his versatility made him indispensable, alternating high drama such as Massenet's Manon with lighter fares such as The Gypsy Baron by Johann Strauss and Smetana's The Bartered Bride, where he got to show off his impeccable comic timing. This timing also came to the fore in his adorable performances as Nemorino in Donizetti's L'Elisir d'Amour, outings as Alfredo and Pinkerton and Madame Butterfly alternated with his heroic Grigory and Boris Godunov and his passionate Pelléas. Elvino and Bellini's La Sonnambula saw him paired with Dame Joan Sutherland in 1963, and together their vocal pyrotechnics are absolutely awesome. In 1964, Nicolai had the chance to add another premiere to his resume, this time singing the role of Codanda in Giancarlo Menotti's The Last Savage. While the opera itself didn't linger long at the Met, Nicolai's singing was praised, with Alan Rich of the New York Herald Tribune writing that he trailed streams of vocal stardust, an apt way to characterize such a heavenly singer. New productions of Carmen and Romeo and Juliet also came his way in the late 60s and 70s, and in 1972 he returned to the Russian repertoire as the obsessed gambler Hermann in Tchaikovsky's The Queen of Spades. Sadly, however, despite his unchallenged skill in the French repertoire, he never had the opportunity to sing Massenet's doomed, passionate poet Werther at the Met. Towards the end of his time at the Met, Lenski was the role he sang the most often, though he did offer up a nostalgic rendition of Una furtiva lagrima at the Met Centennial Gala in 1983. One last performance as Alfredo in La Traviata brought his Met career to a close on November 11th of that year, after 367 appearances at both the old and new Met. While no longer appearing in staged operas, he toured extensively well into his 70s with his accompanist Jan Aaron, giving recitals, mostly of art songs and lieder. His final two recordings were made in 2001 and 2003, Emperor Altum and Turandot and the High Priest in Mozart's Idomeneo. Given his long association with the French repertoire, he was inducted into the Légion d'honneur in 2010. In retirement, he enjoyed one of his favorite hobbies, fishing, which gave him great pleasure, along with touring art galleries, sculpture courts, and reading novels in every language imaginable. So why do I feel that Nicolai deserves his place among operatic royalty? Firstly, his versatility allowed us to hear him in a wider variety of roles than many other singers, and with each new role, our appreciation of his artistry continued to grow. His clarity of diction, especially in French, is superb, and being a bilingual Canadian, it is a delight to hear the language sung so beautifully, especially in his wonderful recording of Faust on EMI with the radiant Vittoria de Los Angeles as Marguerite. As an example of his skills in French, here he is in the tomb scene and final duet from Romeo and Juliet by Gounod from a Met broadcast of 1968, where he's joined by Mirella Freni.
doppiero
che di te
ni larme ni priero je te croyais mort et j'ai bu ce poison.
C'est poison.
Finally, I'll return to Donald West's review of his debut at the Met. Whenever you listen to, or better yet watch Nicolai, the joy that he brings to his music making is heartwarming. The love for singing that radiates from every fiber of his being speaks to the soul. Stylish, elegant, class personified. Nicolai Gedda, one of the great voices. And now this is Verdi Guy 65 signing off from Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, Canada, wishing you all a wonderful musical day.